In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together this simple and easy rose gold backdrop. In part 1, we went over the throw pillows that we used to put together this look, as well as an in-depth review of them. And in part 2, we went over how we set up the table as well as a decorative cage to create this look. Welcome to Event Styles LLC, where we bring the style to your events. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually set up the backdrop stand. I have in total 3 that I use for this entire look. 2 went in part 2, so check that out if you're curious to know how I use the other 2. But for this one, this is going to be specifically for the backdrop stand. All 3 of the stands are from Emart. You can check them up on Amazon. This is an adjustable 8 by 10 foot stand. Next, I'm going to add a white backdrop photography sheet that I usually use behind my backdrops that end up being thinner than I anticipated them being. I do this so I won't be able to see through it. The white adds a solid color that stops you from being able to tell how transparent the backdrop actually is. Now I'm going to add a gold sequin sheet that I got from Amazon. This is an 8 by 8 sheet that I got. It's super cute, but again, the only thing that I would say is that it's a little bit transparent, so that's why I went ahead and I threw the white sheet behind it just to kind of make it look more full and solid in terms of the color. So now that I have the gold sequin sheet positioned, I'm actually going to go in with some clamps that I also got from Emart to secure it into place. These are heavy duty clamps, so once you position them to where you want your backdrop to be, they're not going to go anywhere. And now I'm just adjusting the stand to get it as high and as wide as I want it to be. If you are enjoying this video, go ahead and give me a like. Comment down below what you think. Are you liking it so far? What would you do differently? And don't forget to subscribe. So now that I have the stand as tall as I would like it to be, I'm going to try to even out both layers, both the white and the gold layers, to get it as smooth as I can, and also to cover up the side of the stand. I want as much of the stand to be covered up as I can. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some wisteria and vines. If you're curious to know, I actually included this in part 1 and part 2. So these are like my reoccurring themes throughout the entire backdrop. I actually didn't know how I was going to put together this backdrop, so I'm really just like playing around to see if I like how it looks. So the first thing I did was a striped look between the wisteria and also the vines. I wasn't too fond of it, so I did end up changing it later on, but this is just like the trial run before I actually put together the final look of the backdrop. I actually had a very hard time keeping the vines in place. I was using regular Scotch tape, which probably wasn't the best idea because they kept falling down. The tape wasn't strong enough. If I could go back, I'd probably use mounting tape instead. But I was afraid of using like a stronger tape because I didn't want to rip the sequins from the gold sheet off. So I ended up trying to like secure one really down and then braid the other 2 to it to kind of like have it secured in one place and not in the other 2 to see if that would help. But I don't know, y'all. So these white balloons are actually from Walmart. They are their 12-inch balloons. These are actually really good quality, affordable, and I really enjoyed using them. They're really soft in texture and easy to work with, and I actually really like them. Next, these are Treasure's Gifted balloons in the shade of rose gold. I always order Treasure Gifted on Amazon. I think their balloons are really great. These are a little bit pearled. I don't really care for pearled balloons, but I honestly think this rose gold look really saved it, so I didn't mind it that much. So now you're just going to see me tying it together with the ribbon that I got from Treasures Gifted. I'm just going to build my quads. Honestly, this is probably the most simple look that I've done in terms of balloons on a backdrop. So it's nothing too fancy. I just build my quads by tying 2 of the balloons sets together. And then I'm just going to attach it to the backdrop stand. You'll see that in a little bit. This video was actually posted onto my Instagram first, so go ahead and give us a follow at BEventStyles LLC on Instagram if you want to stay up to date with our tutorials and what our next look has been. If you're curious to know what the rest of this event looked like, go ahead and check out part 1 and 2 where I walk you through how I set up this full look. If you are enjoying this video, go ahead and give me a like. Comment down below what you think. Are you liking it so far? What would you do differently? And don't forget to subscribe. And just like that, my friends, it is done. This is the simplest and easiest rose gold backdrop tutorial there is. Super affordable and easy to put together. Here is the rest of the party and how it turned out. Part 1, we went over the throw pillows that we used. Part 2, we went over the table setup as well as a decorative cage that went around the table. And just like that, we finished. If you made it this far into the video, I can't thank you enough for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go ahead and give us a like, comment down below, and subscribe.